first got you into cosplay?
MCM.
Yeah, MCM.
Which year?
MCM Comic Con, the London one.
Yeah. London Comic Con, I think it was about 2 years ago is when I started cosplaying. It's when I went to, I think it was a May Comic Con. I cosplayed Itachi from Naruto, which was amazing.
What was your first?
Well, my first time going to MCM was May 2010, I think. I went with a friend of mine. It was both our first time going, and you know, straight away we knew, you know, we were going back again in October. We just looked at each other and like, yeah, we're dressing up.
What was it about your first MCM that made you think, I want to do this?
For me, it was just one of those YOLO moments. We were like, yeah, YOLO, you got to give it a shot. And I just got hooked. Simple as. And I just, you know, I did that Pikachu outfit and I never stopped.
I think it was the same for me when I went to MCM. The first time I actually went to an MCM, I wasn't in costume, and I just saw just the sheer amount of people in costume, and I was like, I feel kind of out of place and I want to be like them. So then I was like, I'm going to put something together, and ever since I just got absolutely hooked.
It's like, to me, I've always thought like cosplay is a little bit strange. It's like how have your friends and stuff take your hobby, I suppose you could call it, you know, like how do your friends act to it? I know for like your friend got you into it, so how...
Are you talking about school friends?
Just in general, just friends like doing it.
My friends, most of them come quite positively to it. You know, I've got a friend that's begging me, now that I'm actually working at quite a few events, you know, I've got a friend that's begging me to get her tickets.
Friends.
Benefits.
And yeah, you know, I've just been met with the same reaction from quite a few people, really.
I've heard, I mean, it's totally fine. A lot of my friends are into games and comic books and just general nerd stuff, so they're just like, oh, that's so cool, I want to do it. So I kind of got some other people doing it and like really interested. So especially also some of my colleagues at work come to me with questions of, how do I make this? And I'm just like, just do it.
So like, do you make your costumes yourselves, or...?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did start by buying when I first started, but you know, you just sort of gradually migrate into making things.
What would you say your most extravagant costume is to date that you've done, that you've worked on? Whether it's the hardest work or...?
The hardest work I'd actually have to say is the one I'm working on at the moment, which is Renoa from Final Fantasy VIII. Just because I'm having to knit that jacket.
Wow. Actually knitting it yourself.
Knitting it myself.
That's fantastic.
I think that, because, I mean, some of the costumes I've done, you can buy things like holsters and things like that and just general tops, but the things that I've made, like Miranda, was it's the first thing I've made from scratch. That was like 6 months of really hard work, but it was completely worth it in the end. And also I made a commission for a friend. I made Dante, the new one, and that leather coat has just been the bane of my existence for the past 3 months. But yeah.
Like, what's your... So out of all the ones that you've done, which is like your favourite? What's your favourite?
Oh, don't ask me that kind of question. That's like choosing which child I love more.
I know, but everyone has the first one. So
I'm actually going to have to say my Kim Possible cosplay, just because it's such a big thing from my childhood.
I was actually similar thing is my Lara Crofts. I've done several Lara Crofts, but it's because she was such a huge influence in my childhood that I just keep on doing more Lara Crofts, and it's kind of like my go-to.
Like, what sort of reaction do you get from the crowds at the conventions?
We're just met with love and attention. It's brilliant.
Because I've seen you in a music video.
Music video? Oh yes!
Yeah, you're in a music video.
Yeah, I was. I've been in 2 now, actually. Yeah. 2 of them. So, yeah, I mean, it's really good, and it's always really great when you meet other fans of whatever franchise you're cosplaying, and they recognise your character, and then you get to talking with them and make like new friends and stuff. And
especially if you do like a really good job of the costume, then yeah, they're like, oh my god.
Yeah. You start nerding out on each other's costumes.
Have you ever taken part in the masquerade?
I have done several masquerades. I haven't had the guts to go for the big international competitions, but I have done a fair few competitions and had some success actually.
I've never done it. I don't know why I haven't. I just...
Are you going to?
I don't know, it depends. Like, I kind of have this thing where, like, I don't think my costumes are good enough compared to everyone else in the masquerade. So, I don't know, I think maybe in the future when I have something better, which I'm working on right now.
What do you think makes a good costume?
Something that's manoeuvrable, comfortable, and looks right, which is near on impossible.
I think it all depends on your own personal preference, because everyone has their own different opinions, but I mean, I'm not really like obsessed with pinpoint accuracy, but then that's just my opinion on my own thing. So everyone has their own comfort zones of their own costumes and what they think is good.
So would you say that you sort of take the general idea but try and add an element of realism into your...
Yeah.
So it's functional in the real world.
Yeah.
You're based on cartoons and video game characters.
Yeah, you're never going to look like those people. It's just not possible. But
for several reasons.
Yeah,
you know, for two, one, they've got ridiculously unrealistic figures.
Yeah. So like, try and make it work towards you. I mean, it doesn't have to. For me, it doesn't have to be like amazingly accurate. You're never going to like mimic a cartoon to 100% pinpoint accuracy anyway.
But, just the whole doing it to suit you could ultimately end up making the question better anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So tell us who you were cosplaying as today.
I was cosplaying as Meryl from Metal Gear Solid.
I was cosplaying Quiet from Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. You see her for like 30 seconds in the trailer, if that.
Why did you choose Meryl, the original Meryl?
Well, I haven't been into the Metal Gear Solid series for that long actually. I've only been into it since about January, but it's just a nice character, and you know the butt kicking girls are the sort of girls I like to cosplay.
Yeah, they are.
And she fits the bill.
It's like for your costume today, you like had a lot of points of reference for things to like go to. You not so much.
No,
so
not really.
What was it about Quiet that made you think, yeah, I want to do this?
I've been a fan of Metal Gear for quite a while now, and I always wanted to cosplay someone here. And then I don't know what it was. It was like as soon as I saw her and like saw that black stuff, I was just like, she looks amazingly awesome. She's like the kind of girl that is just so cool, and like she just seems really confident. I mean, I obviously know nothing about her, just like everyone else, but I'm such a fan of Metal Gear, and I just really want to see more of her.
How do you think they went today? How do you think they look?
I think they went good actually.
Yeah,
we had some good shots.
It was a lot of fun as well.
Yes.
Had a good laugh.
So what events are you looking forward to this year?
Well, MCM obviously. I'm actually hopefully going to be going to Aircon next weekend, so yeah. And Meryl will be going.
Woo! My next event will be Eurogamer. Yeah, I'm going on Saturday and Sunday, and I'll bring Quiet to that one because she's only been to one convention. And then I think I'm gonna, if I have it ready, fingers crossed, I'll have another Lara Croft, and I'm also doing a commission for somebody else for a Metal Gear Solid 3 Big Boss.
So if time and money was no option, who would your ideal, like, this is what I want to do, who would that character be? What would that costume be?
If I had no boundaries at all, I'd like to do Elena and Aaron from Pandora's Tower.
Obscure.
Sorry, but
Very cool.
it's one of my favourite games. You know, the artwork in it is just phenomenal, and you know the outfit is just brilliant. I love it. I do want to do both outfits. I really want to do it. And if I do manage to do it, that will be the first time I do an international competition.
There we go. So you've got a goal now. You've got a target.
Yeah.
And it's forever recorded. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there's evidence now. Can't go back on that.
And yourself?
I think it's a Monster Hunter armour, which I'm actually researching and kind of working on now. So it could possibly happen for next year, and I think I would enter that into a competition as well, and also probably Master Chief. I go ahead and do that. I've always wanted to do it, but I've never really kind of bothered.
If you could give like one piece of advice to, just say someone's watching the video and they're thinking, I kind of want to do it, but I don't know what could you tell them to sort of tip them over the edge and go, do it, just bring it.
Start simple. Even if you've got no textile skills at all, don't worry, just start simple, build up your skills as you go. Even if you have got lots of textile skills, again, start simple, because these things, they're not realistic. Breaking it up into all those bits, getting it to actually work is difficult, even for someone with lots of skills in textiles or craft or whatever. Start simple, period. Otherwise you're just gonna be hit by a brick wall.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. And also, just once you find that character, just go for it. Don't be afraid to actually go out there and do it, because there's thousands of people who are also fans of the same thing you are and dressed as the same thing. Just go and do it.
Surely fun comes into it as well.
Well, yeah, obviously.
You've got to have fun while you do it.
Oh yeah, otherwise we wouldn't do it.